What's going on, you Yankees fans? Welcome back to another video. If you guys haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification button so you get notified when a live stream pops or video drops. Hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk about Chris Gimenez, Mike Ford, that situation at first base. Now that Luke Voit is on the IL, I was planning this for a while now, but I'm like, you know what? Luke Voit's coming off the IL. Not really a point to do it for a backup first baseman. Now that he is on the IL again and Mike Ford is the starting first baseman, flip-flopping with DJ LeMahieu, it's kind of a point to bring up. So let's talk about it. And I'm not necessarily keen on Mike Ford. If many people know me and my perspectives on the Yankees in terms of batting average and stuff like that. So let's talk about Mike Ford. In 2019, the Yankees actually officially really brought him up to the major leagues. And that whole year was, the next man up, Thairo Estrada. There was several of the guys that were called up. Mike Ford was one of them at first base, and he happened to do well. 259 batting average, 12 home runs, 25 RBIs, including a walk-off home run. I believe that may have been against the Tigers. If it wasn't, my mistake. So, the next season, which was the shortened season in 29 games, 135 batting average, a total of 2 home runs and 11 RBIs. Not good. Batting average-wise, not good. Total hits-wise, which is really, batting average, you do hits as well. So if you're essentially counting batting average, you count hits as well in at-bats. So if you don't want to use batting average, use hits and at-bats. My point is that a lot of people don't like batting average now because, oh my God, the analytics, when the analytics actually don't mean anything. Well, they do mean a couple of things for like the major league clubs now. But my point is that, why use analytics when you got this stuff first, then you use analytics. Use this as a baseline. So coming off that, and we discovered as Yankee fans that in the 2020 season, the next man up magic was not working. Thairo Estrada wasn't good. Miguel Andujar wasn't good. A couple other players that were called up during that span. Mike Tauchman wasn't good. The magic ran out. And in 2021, Tauchman got traded. Thairo Estrada got traded. 2021, Mike Ford gets a spot. 20 games, 145 batting average, and this is obviously may go out after today's Detroit game, so put this just as like a thing in your back of your head that this is going out before Game 2 in Detroit. Total of 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, and in terms of hits, he got 8 hits and 55 at-bats. 5 of those hits obviously are not home runs. And also to note, he hasn't been good. Just to like sum it down, I know I'm not going to make a whole big spectacle out of this because I'm not going to go on a rant or anything, but he's just not been good. He's not been good. The Yankees have been really trying to pry him to be his 2019 self. He's not there. He's not there. He's a Dan Vogel back. He's good at picking balls out of the dirt at first base, but he's not a good offensive hitter. And when you're on a team that is in the bottom 10 in batting average in the league, it's not good. And obviously there has to be a reason. There has to be a couple players pointing in that reason, and Mike Ford is one of them. Gary Sanchez is one of them. You get the point. So let's recommend a solution for this. Let's recommend a solution. Chris Gimenez, AAA. He was a 362nd pick in the 2014 MLB draft selected by the Yankees. And over the years, obviously, this is what he has produced. Split 2 teams in 2015, split 2 teams in 2018, but year by year, 2014 with the GCL League, also 2015 with the GCL League. Then he went to Tampa, which is actually 2 steps up. I'm surprised, but he didn't do well there with a 145, actually a 143 batting average. 2016 with Charleston, a 253 batting average while hitting a total of 21 home runs, 70 RBIs. 2017 in Tampa, a 266 batting average, 13 home runs, 43 RBIs. 2018 was in Staten Island for a little bit, which actually kind of surprises me. Went down a couple of levels there. 143 batting average, and then Trenton with a 197 batting average. The next year, he got full season in Trenton. Total of 23 home runs and 77 RBIs. 281 batting average, and then the next year, 2 years after, because the next year, the COVID pandemic and the alternate site, he did not play. He wasn't invited to the alternate site. So now 2021, his first minor league appearance, or his first couple minor league appearances since being on the break from the 2020 pandemic. 270 batting average with 4 home runs, 10 RBIs in a total of 13 games, 10 hits in 37 at-bats. I'm on the board with him. I'm on the board with bringing him up. I've been talking about it since our interview with Robert Pimsner of Pinstripe Prospects on the Boys in the Big Apple podcast. He's really done better, and I know a lot of people will point to his strikeout statistics and stuff like that. He, so far this season, has 11 strikeouts in 13 games. Mike Ford has similar stats. I think he's got 18 strikeouts in a total of 20 games this season, at least from going back to stats that we referenced earlier. But my point is this. He's gotten better with pitch recognition, plate discipline, and approach at the plate. Mike Ford does not have an approach at the plate, and if he does, it's very poor. And in a season right now, or at a state right now where the Yankees are not very good, in terms of batting average, in terms of just hitting at the bottom of the lineup, you need to call up and try to salvage your team in terms of hitting well. Because right now it's all on the pitching, and if the pitching doesn't do good, it's effectively a 70% chance that we lose that game. Sorry, that's just the stakes I'm putting it at right now. So why have they not called up Chris Gimenez yet? I'll tell you why. Because probably of one of these players, I'll point out one. Brooks Krisky is right now on the 40-man roster. 2020, that's the first time I heard his name, 14.73 ERA in 4 games with 3.2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 6 earned runs, 109 pitches, and 1 home run, total of 200 batting average against. And then 2021 in 1 appearance in 1 game and a total of 1 inning pitched, a 9.00 ERA, 1 earned run given up, 22 pitches, and a 250 batting average against. If the Yankees aren't using this guy, and they're always calling up and down Albert Abreu, whether he's good or not, why is this man on the 40-man roster? Why? There's so much talent in the minor leagues that is undiscovered because, oh my God, they're not prospects. So undiscovered. But we got to keep, flaky guys, and I know that's not necessarily the greatest word of them all. We keep floppy guys like Brooks Krisky on the 40-man, but we don't call up Chris Gimenez. Why? I don't know. But this is something that the Yankees should definitely do. They should remove Krisky off the 40-man, release him, do whatever. Send Ford down maybe, and Chris Gimenez call him up. Because at this point in the game, Chris Gimenez has a better batting average in the minor leagues, and Mike Ford doesn't have a good batting average in the major leagues. How worse can it get from Mike Ford? Someone who doesn't come to the plate with an approach. And I understand there might be a level of rookie mistakes for Chris Gimenez if he ever gets called up this year. I know that, but at least we can give him that excuse while Mike Ford is in his 3rd major league season. Not full, but Mike Ford has 3 years of major league experience under his belt. And that's pretty much it for the Chris Gimenez subject. So let's talk about something else real quickly before we end this video, short video. Mike Ford. Aaron Boone said yesterday, and I'm doing this on Saturday, so if this is after the Tigers game and this gets released after the Tigers game, I apologize, but just let that reminder sink in your head. Aaron Boone said on WFAN before the Tigers game, I believe it was on Friday, he said, listen, we're not batting good at the bottom of the lineup, but neither is the rest of the league. Okay, so let's point out this example. 16 out of 20 kids failed the math test, 4 passed. And if I took that math test and I failed, my mother would say to me, you failed that test, and why does it make it right that you failed that test? Because 15 other kids failed that test. Why didn't you prepare better? Why don't the Yankees prepare better? Let's ask that question. Why don't they fix their approach to the plate? Why don't they recognize pitches better? Well, that's right, because they're going off of the home run or bust standpoint. They accept strikeouts. They ground into double plays a lot, which is something I would rather do than strike out. And I know the analytics really don't like that, but I don't really care because analytical bugs have never picked up a bat or a ball in their entire life. My point is, Aaron Boone, don't make excuses for other teams. Make excuses for your team, but don't. If you're going to talk about other teams, at least get some sort of insight. At least try to prove us something. And with that being said, I'd rather you not do that. Because I don't think you would come back with anything smart because you don't know about other teams. The managers know about other teams, just like other managers would not know about your team. And with that being said, stop making excuses for this team's bad hitting. Just stop doing that. I'm saying stop doing that because the excuses are going to run up, and if you don't salvage anything by better approaches at the plate, well, guess what? The hitting's going to be bad. The pitching's going to turn tired because they will be so leaned on from the bad offense, and it's not going to get any better. So with that being said, Aaron, stop making excuses. Just stop making the excuses and have Marcus Thames adjust at the plate, or this team is not getting any better. Because, listen, we all got hype coming off of the Chicago White Sox series talking about, oh, there's not really a threat to us in the American League. Well, guess what? Steven Matz struck out, 12, 13 guys against us. That's the Blue Jays. That's, their third, fourth place right now? Maybe second place? We haven't even faced the Red Sox yet. So please, let's pump the brakes and stop making excuses. Stop making excuses for this team's bad hitting and actually do something about it. You're the manager, and if you're not in control for some reason, convince the front office to. Because if the front office don't believe in it, well, you know what? Start blaming them. Do something. Because I'm tired of just hearing these excuses about, oh, well, the rest of the league. Stop. If I fail the math test and 15 other kids fail the math test out of 20, my mom would tell me, why'd you fail the math test? Why didn't you prepare better? Exactly. Right there. No excuses. I would have to prepare better. Just like the Yankees do in terms of at-bats and approach. So with that being said, guys, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification button so you get notified when a live stream pops or a video drops. Appreciate y'all. I'll have a Giants video hopefully out tonight. If not, probably tomorrow morning. So with that, peace out. See you later.